Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So these next few videos will actually not be pre-recorded because I've now settled into my new job, kind of got my bearings, so I'm able to kind of film some more up-to-date things. I have got quite a bit of pre-recorded stuff coming up soon, but I'm able to kind of film more current stuff in between. But for today's video, I realised in my wish list when I was talking about kind of a few of the black owned makeup brands and some of the products I want to try, I forgot I had this in my collection, which is Juvias Place The Douce palette. I don't know, I've never known how to pronounce that. So obviously Juvias Place is black owned, and I thought actually I would do a video using this palette. I've used it a few times, but I haven't actually gravitated towards it a lot. So I definitely want to play with it, and I think actually I really want to do just a matte smoky eye with it. I know it's got pops of colour, but the few looks I've done with it have been quite colourful. I really kind of just want to play and do a really smoky eye and keep it all matte. I haven't done an all matte look in a very, very long time, so that's kind of where I want to go with this today. So if you're interested, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm actually going to start off with my bronzing tint. My translucent bronzing tint from Dr. Hushka, because it's been nicer weather. I have been gravitating towards this a lot more recently, and it's just a nice way of adding like a little bit of bronze to the skin. It's not like a fake tan or anything like that, but what it does, it just adds a nice, yeah, bronze effect to the skin. You can obviously mix it in with moisturizer or primers or, you know, your foundation, whatever it may be. But I just like going with it first. It actually makes products apply really nicely on top of it as well. So kind of, I guess for me, acts as a kind of primer. I am going to take it down the neck, obviously, just so it's not too much of a harsh difference. And it's great because you can really customise kind of how much you build up and stuff like that. I do feel it gives like, I don't know, a slight evening effect on the skin. Even though there's absolutely no coverage to it, it's a translucent bronzing tint, I feel it does give that kind of evenness to the skin as well, or gives the illusion of slightly more, yeah, even skin. Okay, now, no surprise, going with my Hint Beauty concealer in Fair. I have actually just ordered the Ilia skin tint because I was wanting to try it. It'd be weird to try another kind of foundation that isn't Hint Beauty, so I'm excited to get it and give it a go. So I'm going to pop this under my eyes. So I'm using my brush removal techniques to apply this. I did pick up a fair amount because I'm going to drag it onto the cheeks to kind of cover my redness. But I'm going to focus this mainly kind of on the centre of my face for today's look. And keep the outer portion kind of quite natural-ish. So I'm going to take what I've got, really kind of make sure anything's covered under the eyes, and then just go ahead and blend it into the skin. And what I will do is actually pick up a buffing brush, and this will just help really kind of buff it into the rest of the skin. And also, because I put the bronzing tint on, if I focus this mainly to the centre, it gives kind of more of a almost brightening effect, because obviously the perimeters will be slightly more bronzed. Okay, I'm then going to go ahead and set the skin using my 100% Pure Bamboo Blur powder. Now, I did get asked to do a review on this powder because I was meant to, right at the beginning of the year, kind of compare it with my Hourglass one, and I never got around to doing it. So actually my next video will be a review on this powder and talking about the pros and cons of it. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and use my setting brush by Real Techniques to set under my eyes. And my chin. I kind of use I like using a small brush for the real kind of where I get very oily, and then use a bigger brush just to set a little bit of everything else. But actually, because my job has changed and I'm more kind of, I'm office based now, so less on my feet and running about as opposed to a calf, I find my oils don't creep through it as quickly anymore, so I can actually get away with not having to set too much of the face, and it'll kind of really hold up well. No surprise, going in my Lilo Sculpt and Go contour kit and giving my skin a nice bronze. Okay, then I'm going straight in with blusher. I'm not going to do highlights today because I kind of want to stick with the matte theme. What I'm just going to let happen is my natural kind of, because I haven't fully set the rest of the face, there is going to be some shine because the Hint Beauty concealer isn't like a matte concealer or anything like that. So I'm kind of let my natural shine glow come through, but I'm not going to add any kind of highlighter for today's look. I am going to go in with the B blusher in Make Me Blush. I've actually, because of my whole no bite, it's mean I've really kind of used up some products. So my B matte bronzer is pretty much all gone, which is great. I think that's actually quite a good thing about the kind of doing a no buy. It just really makes you use up products and things. And actually I did get a comment on my, not my last video, the video before, the purple and bronze look, where they someone commented that they really like the fact I don't use lots of new products all the time. I kind of reuse my old products and kind of show different ways of using them. So I have, like I said, I did buy the Kosas skin tint, but I think actually for the summer, and because it's got the SPF, it'd be a really nice product. And then I've also recently purchased the Kosas lip oils as well, because I do love a good lip oil, but I'm not someone who's going to go overboard with spending of money. But it is quite nice to treat yourself every so often. Okay, that's the skin portion done. So I'm going to quickly fill in my brows. So I use the ABH palette at the moment just because I use the shade Auburn to kind of match my hair. Okay, going in my Lily Low eye primer. And just going ahead and really prepping the eyes. Okay, jumping into the Juvias Place palette now. I think I'm going to start off with Crepes. This one down here. I'm going to take it on my Real Techniques base shadow brush to begin with. So, picking up some of Crepes. And for this, I'm going to... Oh, this is going to be my crease shade, I think. So I'm going to just pop it into the crease. Mainly on the outer portion I start with, and then I will slowly blend kind of right to the outer section, and then whatever's left into the inner section of the eye. Okay, I'm going to take a much fluffier brush now. This is the Blank Canvas E42. Just need to rub off whatever's on here. Because I know I used it for green. That should be good to go. I'm actually going to first of all just use it clean, just to buff out these edges slightly. And then I'm going to go in with another shade. Just going to help soften those. Right, I'm going to go into... Yeah, I'm going to go Berry Mousse just here. Just use that kind of on these outer portions. Just a light amount to soften. I can always go back in and intensify things in a minute. I think once I put the really dark colour on, I'll be able to see where things need to be added and stuff. Okay. I'm going to really go ahead and just pack chocolate on the lid for that really nice rich kind of brown. I'm going to take it on. So this is going to go on a Real Techniques shading brush now. I'm going to really load it up with chocolate, but then make sure I tap off so I get no fallout hopefully. And I'm going to go ahead and just start packing this onto the lid. I'm not going to bring it right up to the crease just yet with this brush. I'm going to use a fluffier brush to do that, to really blend into the Crepes colour. But I just want to layer this shade up for now. Taking the Blank Canvas brush again, I'm going to pick up some more of Crepes. And I'm just going to softly blend that into the crease. So blend those two then I blend those two colours together. So I'm going to take it actually on the other brush I was using and take some of Crepes again. Because actually this is slightly more denser. So it might help a bit more with the blend. What I'm going to do is pick some more of Chocolate up, but this time on the fluffier brush. So it won't be as intense, but it will help again with the blend into that kind of, I guess it's like a salmony colour, that pink. I'm just going to go back and forth between the Crepes colour and the chocolate to get that really nice blend. And then I'll go back in with Berry Mousse just to sort out the edges. Going in with Berry Mousse to then sort out these edges. So especially in here I feel it's quite harsh. And then just going over these edges as well. I'm trying to keep it actually rounded as well for this look. Try not to go for my classic kind of winged out style. What I am going to do is actually take a little bit of my powder and just go further over its edges, because that's Berry Mousse is the lightest matte shade in that palette. So I just want to take a little bit of this, and it's just going to help with that little final bit of blending around the edges. I feel like, especially on this outer portion, just needs a little bit extra help. Okay, a lower lash line time with Chocolate on a pencil brush to begin with. Just run that along the lower lash line. I'm going to focus it mainly on this outer portion. The shade Berry Mousse and blend that out. So I don't want to add any of the pinky colour to this, but I think I want to keep it quite brown and matte. Pick up the brush I used for the chocolate colour and just add a little bit more. What I'm going to do is pick some more of that Berry Mousse up and pop it in this corner. It's just going to add something to blend the eyeshadow on the lid to this inner bit without it kind of being a stark empty spot there, because like I said, I'm keeping this all matte. So you can use either like, yeah, colour that, or if it's a white in the palette, that works quite well to give the highlighting effect but without the shimmer. I mean, you could go all over with the chocolate if you wanted to and kind of really deepen up, but that's what I'm going to do for me. So mascara, the Lily Lola Big Lash, no surprise. And finally, moving on to lips. So I'm going to take first of all the Lily Lola Soft Nude Lip Liner. And then I'm going in with 100% Pure's matte lipstick in Sandstone. Okay, and that is this makeup look complete. So it's nothing like groundbreaking in this look. It's just a smoky eye, but I really wanted to keep it all matte for today because I haven't done a matte look in a while. I kind of forgot I had this palette. I haven't used it that much, but the times I've used it, I know they've all been quite colourful looks and shimmers, so that's why I wanted to go for the smoky eye look today. And I know I have got some kind of pre-recorded quite colourful looks coming up soon, so I want to kind of make sure I've got a good balance going on. But I really love how this turned out. I have to say my favourite shade in this palette I think might be Crepes, just because it's quite a relatively unique shade. It's like a salmon colour. I don't really have a shade like it in my collection. Actually, that would make a really nice blush shade, I think. Maybe I go with the light hand for me and my skin tone, but I feel like potentially, because yeah, it's kind of like a neutral. Okay, definitely need to go with the light hand if you're going to do it, but it is a pretty colour, to be fair. Just going with my foundation brush just over the edges. Okay, that is this video complete. So I really do hope you enjoyed. Leave any thoughts and opinions down below. Any requests for future videos. And any questions you have as well, leave them down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, so I'm back. After I stopped filming this, I took a few pictures, obviously for the thumbnail and also to pop on my Instagram. And I was kind of looking at this palette. I thought, oh, wouldn't the green look really pretty on the lid as well? It's like a shimmer smoky eye. So I applied it, and as I thought, as a lazy way of getting 2 photos or 2 looks out of 1 makeup look. And I thought actually I'd show you because I really like it. So if you're someone who does like the shimmer and you love green, this might be a really nice kind of additional option. So all I did was take macaroons, the green. I didn't dampen this. I haven't put extra primer down. It's kind of just how it is. You could obviously want to make it more intense, wetted or whatever. I literally just packed it in this inner portion up to the crease and blended into the chocolate colour. I then did take a little bit more of chocolate on the fluffy brush just to blend onto this outer portion. I also took some on a pencil brush just to add a bit extra on the lower lash line. And then finally all I did was take some of Tarte on my finger and pop it in the inner corner as an inner corner highlight. So if you want to transform the matte into a shimmer, that's just a way of doing it. I was playing around. I thought, well, I might as well show you on the other eye. But yeah, it was basically me a lazy way of getting 2 looks out of 1 look. But yeah, so I will see you in my next video.